Alright, let's try that again. Here we go, we got another match queued up here. Didn't want to try again with Sharena, so we're gonna use Sita this time. I have a pretty straightforward plan actually for this one. I think I want to just throw Sita all the way up there, if I can, to where, what's his face? Jeez, what is his name? I want to move Sita all the way up to where Leon is. I want to have her turn one. She's gonna like step on that trap, and then she's gonna just take out for Mortis. And yeah, from there we should be good. This could potentially go bad. Like I'm fully aware of this because she could just end up soloing the entire map. But I think movement-wise, someone should get left behind. So I'm gonna give it a shot, and let's see how it pans out. Kind of messed up here. I didn't mean to put Asker in the way there, but he does need to be somewhere within 2 spaces of Sita for the Breath of Life support. Although she kind of doesn't need it, she'd still survive against Leon anyways, but it'd be better to have it than to not have it. Is there a way for me to fix this? He needs to be
What shall we do?
he needs to be not right there. 1 space up would be preferred. But if I do that, then Sita won't be able to. I can't use Mirabel's dance, Flumerio's dance right now for that. So we're gonna have to do some type of reposition, or
What shall we do?
if she had Kanto 2, it would work out in my favor, but it's only Kanto 1 from the reposition gate. So, I don't know. It's definitely 2 spaces, yeah. He gives the rest of his support from 3 spaces, but the breath of life is within 2 spaces. So that's a kind of a drawback. That's a Luigi. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna have to have Asker be behind Sita here, and hopefully he shouldn't die to Leon. I don't think he should die to Leon. He should at least be able to take out Leon. So yeah, let's do it like this, and then Sita will take care of everyone else, and then we can figure out the pots afterwards. Yeah, let's just set up like this, and then get everything going. Should be GG's this way. So this for Mortis has Pavis, and then no shield, no hardy fighter, so it doesn't really work. Yeah, so that's kind of what happens. Oh, he's getting windswept. I forgot that Leon could do that. Doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't actually matter. I feel like no counter disrupt is back in the meta, where it's like, I feel like maybe they're gonna try to sneak some more sweep effects in, and then on top of that, they might try to give healers another buff, because looking at what they did with the Hortensia, that's really what needs to happen with like every healer that they release from here on out. It really should have been happening from Loki. Loki should have had some DR piercing in her weapon, at least. That needed to have been a thing from Loki's banner, but Hortensia has it, so they've set the precedence. So any healer after this that doesn't have DR piercing is like, why? It's immediately useless. Useless. So this is actually kind of a bad position because Leon has ended Sita's turn, and I am not quite sure what to do here. I need the pots, but also I don't want to tank this with Asker. I kind of just want, I'm being stubborn here, I kind of want to do this with Sita. Is there a way to solve all of my problems there?
I am ready to work.
Alright, I think I got a plan here. What I'm going to do is back up with Asker, and then just let Sita be the front tank. We should be able to burp. Sorry, we should be able to wall. Well, I mean, someone's gonna get danced. I think. Leon should get stuck. He should get stuck. I think, and then from there,
Oh.
or he should at least move out of the way, and then from there the dance, and then we should be good from there. I think oh no, I wasn't supposed to break the block. But I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Would he have broken the block? No, he would. I think he would have still. I didn't realize that he could get that far. I didn't check. See, this is bad because Sita's gonna actually just like demolish everyone here. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so that means I'm gonna have to play 2 singles. Oh my god, that's annoying. Yeah, she's gonna solo everything. Oh man. Oh, I did not play that smart. Oh jeez. I don't know, man. I think would he have broken the block if he couldn't? I think he would have still just attacked because it would have been the right thing to do for the AI, I think.
I'll protect you.
Oh man. Sita. Oh my god. She just... You're doing too much, Sita. This is too much. Come on. Just cut me some slack, alright? I made a mistake. Jesus. Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on a Saros team to get started. I gotta play a double match today, so let's see how this goes. Gotta get the pots on the first match, and then afterwards it doesn't matter. So we're gonna line up like this. The problem here, I was wondering if I should have brought the AoE team with AoE Felix or this one, or maybe I should have just brought Sita. I'm not sure. The thing is, Sita doesn't do... She's not gonna KO Alphonse. She's not gonna take out Alphonse. Yeah, that was my main thing. I didn't want Alphonse just sticking around doing his thing over and over again. It wouldn't be great. And then we'd have Shez. Oh, these logs. I don't know, man. But we have this team. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have Lilina go up top and do her thing and see how that pans out. Because I don't think that Beefcake's up there. She has Pavis. I don't think Felix will be able to take her out with Gust. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to try to get Lilina to actually contribute to the Gale forcing for this week. Maybe Thor could have done it, but I don't know. That's a lot of HP. 83 is quite high. But yeah, we're going to let Lilina do it. I'm pretty sure she'll be able to with Gifted Magic. And then from there, I do not have any idea of a follow-up aside from just throwing Felix up there and hoping Felix can take out... Well, actually, the thing is, I need Felix to take out quite a few people. I need Felix to take out Alir, I'm pretty sure, and I need Felix to take out Alphonse. And then we also got to figure out what to do with Hathrun. So there are a lot of variables here that I'm not quite sure how they'll interact. I don't know, maybe this was the wrong team for this one. Maybe I should have just let Sita do it. And then also I could probably try to tank it with the save ball. I don't know, but yeah, let's I gotta figure out how to get Lilina up there also.
What now?
Was that trap real? Okay.
Oh.
Alright, so from here on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk over this one because this ended up going south because Felix ended up not being able to take out Alir, and because of that, we just could not win. Because Alir needed to go so that I could create a pathway to get to Alphonse, and yeah, I couldn't go around behind and get. Well, also not even that, or that's one thing. We also were not able to take out Ather as well, so this ended up probably being the wrong team for this map, I think. Looking back at it, I probably should have went with Sita here, even though she wouldn't have been able to take out Alphonse, but we would have gotten more units off the map, I think. It probably would have been the better play. And also, it would have put me in a better position to be able to snipe. There's no real range threats aside from Shez, and I think... Well, I'm pretty sure that's... Well, actually, sometimes Shez outspeeds Sita, which is quite bizarre. I don't understand it, but sometimes male Shez can outspeed her. But typically, she just one-shots him. Once she, is able to get off an attack. But yeah, I think looking back at it, I probably should have brought the Sita team for this one. After we take out Beefcakes here, which is actually like really close. I don't know, man. Maybe I should give Blazing.
What should I do?
To this Lilina instead. Blazing Wind, or I don't know, something else that helps her to just do more damage, because she's just not putting out as much damage as I would like. Granted, I did take off the Occultist Strike off her because I wanted her to be able to warp around. And I guess, thinking about it, in comparison, Sonya is just better because Sonya can actually just do that instead. Well, actually, no. Isn't that only for the main weapon? I think that's only for the main weapon that she has. But yeah, I just think that Sonya overall is just better. I'm like I said, this Lilina is getting benched like 100%. I have no use for her whatsoever. Maybe she's better with Legoose Friend. That gives her, probably some... She is able to run a Legoose Friend close combat builds, which is something that Sonya is not able to do because her A skill is taken up by her perf. So I guess that's something that this Lilina has over Sonya, but I don't know, it's not like the biggest advantage in the world, but I guess it's something. I already have Nurgle that does the same thing but better, so no real reason to consider Lilina for that, aside from the fact that she, with merges, I don't think Nurgle doesn't necessarily need the merges as much as Lilina probably will, so there's that. I don't know. And also, I'm not going to swap out Nurgle's weapon because it's just too good. Lilina will probably get a new weapon at some point in the... I don't think we're going to get another Green Tome until like the end of next year, probably, because we haven't cycled through the rest of them yet, so that's going to be a while. So there you go. Not able to take out Alir, and at this point, if we don't take out Alphonse in the corner there, we basically lose the match, because he has the Celica ring and he can pretty much just warp anywhere. I ended up misclicking here and leaving Felix, pretty much out to dry. He gets squatted here. Unfortunate, but that's pretty much just how it goes. And you get to see me die. You get to see my units get blown up here. That's pretty much what's going on. I brought the wrong team, pretty much. It's fine. 2 more ladders left after this one, or I had 2 more ladders left after this one, so it wasn't really the worst case scenario, but this one definitely a loss. GG's, man, you got me here. Alright, let's try again. We got Shirea here, and this time we're gonna tank it. I think this is what I should have done. Well, actually, I don't think I have a different approach for this one, because this defense is way too tanky, and we saw how close that AoE takedown was with Lilina, so I don't think Lilina would get the KO on this Beefcakes here, because she has a lot more stats, because there are more mythics here, and yeah, she's just bulkier overall, so I don't think that would be the right play for this one. And also, Gatekeeper would stop me from doing any of my warping stuff, so I'd have to first take out Bajaji, and then, what? Sigurd, 2 actions, and then get to Gatekeeper. It gets tricky at that point. And then also, a lot of melee units here, no one that I could really lock down to then get the pots, so I'd be like tanking someone, and then I don't like that idea with the Gale Force team that I have, because it doesn't have anyone that can there's no baby Golvegs or the other one that does the same thing, so it wouldn't work out here. But yeah, we're gonna tank this with the armor ball. Luckily there aren't any range units aside from Gatekeeper, and Gatekeeper isn't gonna do anything, so Neathhogger won't have any work to do on this one, I don't think. So it's just going to be Nagi. I was actually hoping I'd get a Nagi or find one from Binding Worlds just so I can upgrade her. Really for the Dragon Flowers, that's really what I want. But so far no luck. I mean, I got a bunch left, so you know, let's see what the future holds. But yeah, this is just Nagi with Hardy Fighter, not even Shield Fighter. And she does the job, man. She does all of the work. She does exactly what I need her to do. And then the Astra support is actually really beneficial to her, with keeping the Hardy Fighter Tavis up, and also the Marchling, of course. That is very, very helpful, or necessary, I'd probably say, to making sure that her
Understood.
Hardy Fighter Pavis rather stays up. And yeah, Nagi is fantastic. I think she, like, if I got, like, well, actually, there isn't a near save version of the Briar skill that for Mortis has. I'd probably want her to get that, just so that she can do more damage into this Sigurd, because I don't know if she's losing the speed check or if it's the guaranteed follow, but she just doesn't double Sigurd, and I don't like that. But for now, I think she's definitely going to be unless there's another version of her that comes out, which I highly doubt, or just some other armored unit that can that has 80% damage reduction against AoEs. Unless that happens, then I'm probably going to make this Nagi a merge project as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to give her a Shield Fighter, because honestly she doesn't really need it for offense. It's not like we have Brave Attackers on, well, melee Brave Attackers. The only one I can really think of is Summer Shez, and I guess maybe Summer, what's his name? Summer, oh, there's Summer Dimitri, and then there's also Summer Ephraim. Those are the only ones that really come to mind in terms of Brave hits, but they wouldn't do enough damage to take out Nagi, so it kind of, well, maybe Shez would, because she would probably get that effective damage. But aside from that, she should be fine. That's what, like, and those units aren't really in the meta anyway, so it's really rare that I'd come across that. So she does just fine with regular Hardy Fighter. As you can see here, even a 99 here is not something that I need to necessarily worry about. Yeah. Hardy Fighter, man, it's still OP. Hardy Fighter, just base. It does what it needs to do. I don't know, like, there really isn't a counter to it aside from, well, I mean, yeah, triangle attack, brave hits. There is a counter to Hardy Fighter. It's just, unless those specific things are there, you really just don't have to worry about it. I'm surprised that Gatekeeper got this far, but he was never going to do any damage to Neathhogger, so yeah, good job. That makes it at least easier for me to now warp around the map. That's kind of what I wanted to do. The gravity on this Bajaji is actually kind of annoying, but then also, if you're using her with her B-skill, then, you know, why? You really want to put, like, a Slick Fighter or something on her. Until they release a B-skill that does exactly what you need it to do, kind of like, you know, a combination of Hardy Fighter plus, well, maybe Hardy Fighter is pushing it. Maybe just a combination of Slick Fighter and something else. I don't know, stats or debuffs, I don't know, but Yeah, that perf B skill on Pajaji just isn't it. I was surprised actually that she was the boss for this Tempest trial and not the Christmas Alir. I was actually surprised. I was like, but then I remember that the story was actually at the end, and that's why she needed to be there. It's been pretty underwhelming fighting it. Well, it's really because we already knew what she would do, so it wasn't like that big of a surprise. But then also she's not like the greatest unit in the world. I was considering giving her the Attune Hector skill for the distant counter, just so that she could have it, but it felt like a waste, so I gave it to Marnie instead. I just feel like Marnie's overall, aside from not having Slaying, Marnie's overall a better unit. Just bulkier, does more damage. Yeah, just better overall. I wanted to give her Slick Fighter as well, but I didn't get another Neathhogger. I mean, the banner's still live. I am tempted to go back into it, but that red shear is so bad. I already went back once, and I don't really want to do it another time. So I might hold off on that. I did get the Slick Fighter to put on Hector, so I am contemplating going back and getting another Hector just so I can give Slick Fighter to Marnie, because I feel like that's the better B skill for her. I don't actually have a B skill on her. I currently have like Special Fighter 3, and then also, I mean, Shield Fighter of course, but I don't want to use Shield Fighter on her. Like, I think I'd rather run Slick Fighter, so I'm contemplating getting another Hector. I still want to summon some more on that banner, just so I can get either a Layla or the Mythic Rune or a Hector. But that's like if I have leftover orbs, because I'm kind of trying to get a Formortis. I don't know why, because the thing about armored units currently is like, yeah, great, they're super bulky, and we've got like a ton of them, not just armored, but just like infantry tanks in general, cav tanks. You know, we've gotten so many of them over the past couple of months, and that's fantastic. But in a meta where there's like basically no nukes, you really don't need all of these tanking units, because like basically you're swapping out your Brave Edelgard for Mortis. Why? If you already have Shield Fighter on your Brave Edelgard, you really don't need that for Mortis. There's no incentive to upgrading your saves, which is what having new nukes forces you to do. You're pretty much required at that point to swap out your saves. That's kind of what happened like throughout the year. To this point, we had to swap out. Like, I personally swapped out Myrrh because she just doesn't do enough. Although I'm considering like how well she would probably perform with Slick Fighter. I think that might actually be the savior. Although I'm not sure if dragons can get that. I don't see why not. But yeah, I'm considering that maybe she might be even better with Slick Fighter. But yeah, I've swapped out Valentine's Myrrh. I've swapped out Amelia because she just gets dunked on by Micaiah, does not survive, and she kind of needs that ace skill, that ace passive, just whatever it is, to do all of the stuff that she does. So Amelia hasn't, like, I haven't actually used her on defense aside from Chaos Season. That one time. Celine is pretty much cleaning up everything here, so that's, I feel like she was like, Diamant was actually like a sleeper good unit on that ninja banner. I feel like he's actually goated. Depending, like, if you build him right, well, not even build him right, just give him some merges and some investment, he actually does a ton of work. Ninja Diamant. But Celine, I feel like she's probably like best unit on the banner. I feel, I don't know, I forget who the duo or Hermione. Oh, it was Lucine. Okay, I take it back. Never mind. Second place. Yeah, she's really, really good, the Saline. She does a ton of work, and really happy that I was able to get a merge on her. Big improvement from her base version, which was pretty much just cancer control fodder. But yeah, having bulky units, it's kind of pointless when you don't have nukes that can actually threaten them. Like you're just swapping your armors around, and I feel like we've gotten like so many for no reason. I don't know. Maybe they like the conspiracy theorist in me is thinking that maybe, you know, because of the voice actor strike, they don't want to release the nukes without the voice lines type of thing. But then also, I feel like they've had these units prepared for a while now. Just looking at the timetable of when the voice actor strike happened and when we're getting impacted by, you know, that, like we're just now getting the negative ramifications of that in the game. So it feels like they've probably had these units in the bag for a while. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that part, but yeah, we need some nukes for these tanks to actually matter. I feel like the current stage that we are at in the game isn't the actual testing ground for these nukes. These tanks rather. These tanks feel like they're built or they're being released for what we are about to get. And that is going to be the true test of how good these tanks are. Because currently,
Where next?
it feels inaccurate to compare the tanks that we've gotten to just Bernadetta and Lucina. That's not a adequate sample size to say whether or not a tank is good. Like I see a lot of like people just looking at Hector with his AoE damage protection, the stone terrain, and saying that, you know, this is the greatest thing in the world, but I'm just not sold on that Hector in the slightest. I wouldn't even waste, you know, time giving him Shield Fighter. Neathauger is just better. And even this Fort Mortis that we just got is far superior in my opinion. I think Fort Mortis is probably the one that's going to age, end up being the one that we probably should be using. Aside from Fjorm, of course, who at this point is actually starting to fall off a bit because because of the colors that they've been putting out. They've been kind of avoiding putting out any really good blue nukes, and I feel like that's what we need.
Why not?
But since they've been releasing so many red tanks, you know, it's kind of counterintuitive to release a really good blue nuke because of that. Because if
I can do this.
for red to be strong, blue has to be a bit weak or has to be strong in a different way. And that's kind of what we're experiencing right now with blue melee nukes being very powerful, but the range nukes that are blue aren't as good. Even though, you know, granted, I am using Celine here, but she doesn't really get the job done in a lot of the situations that you would need her to. So unless you have Miracle, which is my second thing that I'm like really just kind of over. This Miracle meta where we're just putting Miracle on all of our nukes and they just all feel super generic. I'm just not a fan of it.
Understood.
Hopefully it ends soon. There needs to be another way to get around these bulky armors, to get around Shield Fighter, aside from having to run Miracle. I don't know what type of special, you know, they would probably introduce, or if it's going to be an emblem ring, which I'm probably, you know, banking on it being an emblem ring. But there needs to be something else, man, to make these nukes more unique, because there's no way that I'm going to be running this new Shez with Miracle, because she's just like, why summon for her then? Is kind of what my thinking is. And I did summon for her. I sparked the copy, so I'm not using Miracle on her. I'm gonna figure out a way to get lethality to work. Although I don't know if I'm gonna use her on defense or not. I'm still thinking about it, but yeah. I'm not like a big proponent of using Miracle on all of your nukes. It's really, I mean, it's a way to get the job done, but it's so like boring. It's really boring. That's probably what I would say about it. So yeah, tanks. It's great to have a bunch of tanks in the game, but if there's nothing to test your tanks against, then are they really as tanky as you think they are? We're testing them against tanks from like what? Bernadetta is like what, 3 months old? 4 probably at this point. I mean, Lucina's new, but I feel like Bernadetta is probably... in terms of damage output, I feel like Bernadetta, because she's blue, she can typically do more damage. But yeah, gotta play one more match to close out the week.